Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. If you're diving into the unforgiving world of Arcane Conquest, particularly in Calamity Mode, you know that choosing the right class can be the difference between glory and game over. Today we're taking a deep dive into 3 pivotal roles that define success in this game. The best overall damage class for sustained DPS, the best damage class per cycle for explosive burst potential, and the best tank support class for keeping your team standing tall. We'll rank each class within these categories from best to worst, offering detailed breakdowns, build tips, and strategies to help you thrive. Calamity Mode isn't just about raw power, it's about strategy, timing, and teamwork. The best overall damage class is your key to consistent boss killing. The best damage class per cycle is for those clutch moments when you need to clear groups or finish fights fast, and the best tank support ensures you and your allies survive the onslaught. We'll cover every class: Paladin, Arcanist, Champion, Elementalist, and Shadowmancer, exploring their strengths, weaknesses, gear choices, skill trees, and even common pitfalls to avoid. If you're new here or just love in-depth gaming guides, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell for more content like this. Let's jump in and uncover the secrets of these roles. Let's start with the best overall damage class, which focuses on sustained DPS for boss killing. These classes are designed to wear down enemies over time, making them essential for long, grueling fights where dodging telegraphed AoEs and maintaining pressure are critical. Here's the ranking from best to worst, with detailed insights. At the top is the Champion. This melee powerhouse is the gold standard for sustained damage in Arcane Conquest. Its ability to melt bosses is unmatched among melee classes, thanks to its high attack speed and skills like Rune of Flames, which amplify its damage output. To succeed, you'll need to master dodging boss telegraphs, those big, obvious attack indicators, and keep your momentum going. Build-wise, focus on attack speed boosts, defensive passives like Hardy Constitution to survive longer, and offensive skills like Berserk Fury for extra damage during critical moments. Common mistakes include overextending or ignoring positioning, so always watch your surroundings. Second is the Shadowmancer. This class trades HP for massive damage, making it a top-tier sustained DPS option if you can manage your health with Shadow's Grasp. In boss fights, it shines by dealing consistent damage while recovering health strategically, but it's fragile if you misjudge your positioning. Gear should prioritize damage-enhancing items like Sorcerous Amulet and mobility tools to dodge. Players often struggle with its high-risk nature, so practice recovering HP mid-fight and avoid taking unnecessary hits. Third is the Elementalist. This range class is a close second for sustained DPS, but it requires careful tuning. Aim for spell cooldowns of 3.5 to 3.7 seconds by upgrading spells to around 0.5 efficiency. Don't go too low on damage or too short on cooldowns, or you'll lose effectiveness. Its range makes dodging easier, but low HP means you're still at risk if bosses target you. Build with skills like Arcane Barrage for sustained output and defensive passives to shore up fragility. Watch out for over-reliance on range, as some bosses have long-reach attacks. Fourth is the Arcanist. For sustained boss damage, Arcanists are slightly behind Elementalists due to less consistent output and longer cooldowns on their charge skills. They can deal solid damage, but their playstyle is less reliable for prolonged fights. Focus on reducing cooldowns and boosting spell power, but be prepared for gaps in damage. Players often overestimate their burst potential, so adjust expectations for sustained scenarios. Finally, at the bottom, we have the Paladin. It's the worst DPS class in Calamity Mode for boss killing, with its focus on support and tanking rather than damage. It's not built for this role, but we'll cover its strengths later. Avoid using it for sustained damage unless you're in a pinch and have no other options. For this category, sustained DPS requires patience, positioning, and gear optimization. Whether you're swinging as a champion or casting as an elementalist, these classes will carry you through the toughest bosses if you play smart. Now, let's shift gears to the best damage class per cycle, which is all about burst damage, the ability to deliver massive, game-changing damage in short, critical windows. This is perfect for clearing groups quickly or securing kills in clutch moments. Here's the ranking from best to worst with strategies and tips. Leading the pack is the Shadowmancer. No class matches its damage per cycle when equipped with top-tier gear, skills like Sorcerous Rage, and a fearless playstyle. It clears groups faster than any other class by sacrificing HP for damage and recovering it with Shadow's Grasp. Its playstyle is intense. You're constantly balancing risk and reward. Gear should include items that boost burst damage, like Shadow Strike gauntlets, and mobility skills to dodge while you strike. Common pitfalls include overcommitting and running out of HP, so practice timing your grasp recoveries perfectly. Second is the Champion. This melee beast is the best for burst damage among melee classes, highly flexible for both burst and sustained DPS if you use Rune of Flames. Per cycle, it's just below the Shadowmancer, but it's still a monster. The key is never letting go of that M1 to maintain attack speed. Pausing resets your momentum, which can cost you in fast fights. Build with skills like Dash for quick repositioning and offensive buffs. Watch out for getting surrounded, as its melee nature makes it vulnerable to swarms. Third is the Arcanist. Per cycle, Arcanists outshine the Elementalist thanks to their burst potential with charge skills. They're not as consistent as the top two, but their ability to unleash big damage in short bursts makes them viable. Focus on reducing charge times and boosting spell power, but be ready for longer downtimes after big attacks. Players often misjudge their cooldowns, so plan your bursts carefully. Fourth is the Elementalist. While it's strong for sustained damage, its per-cycle burst is slightly weaker than the Arcanists. It's more about steady output than explosive moments, but it can still deliver solid bursts if you optimize your spell rotations. Build with high damage spells and quick cooldowns, but don't expect the same peak power as the Arcanist. Positioning is critical. Stay at max range to avoid counterattacks. Last is the Paladin, which isn't built for burst damage at all. Its focus on support and tanking means it's out of its depth here. For burst damage, timing, gear, and positioning are everything. These classes thrive in chaotic, fast-paced scenarios, so practice your reflexes and learn enemy patterns. Finally, we come to the best tank support class, which is all about defense, aggro control, and keeping your team alive. In Calamity Mode, where enemies hit like trucks, this role is non-negotiable. Here's the breakdown, and it's dominated by one class. The Paladin is the absolute best support in Arcane Conquest. It draws aggro like a magnet with its high HP, heals allies effectively, and blocks attacks with shields, making it a lifeline for any team. Always position behind your Paladin to maximize its protective benefits. Its shields can absorb massive damage, and its healing keeps everyone in the fight. In parties with 2 or more Paladins, you can shift focus to damage by ignoring the shield, green tree, and leaning into offensive skills. But even solo, it's a tanking powerhouse. Its high HP and defensive skills make it ideal for holding choke points, surviving boss attacks, and mitigating group damage. Build-wise, prioritize skills like Daring Vault for mobility to reposition during fights, and defensive training to boost survivability even further. Gear should emphasize HP, shield strength, and healing output like Guardian's Crest. Common mistakes include neglecting mobility, don't get cornered, or overextending to heal when you should be tanking. No other class comes close. The Arcanist, Champion, Elementalist, and Shadowmancer are all damage-focused, with low HP or melee vulnerabilities that make them poor tanks. They lack healing and aggro tools, leaving them out of the running for support. The Paladin's unique combination of tanking and healing makes it irreplaceable. In Calamity Mode, a good Paladin can turn a losing fight into a win by absorbing damage and keeping the team cohesive. It's not glamorous, but it's essential. And there you have it, our expanded breakdown of Arcane Conquest classes in Calamity Mode. For best overall damage, the Champion leads for sustained DPS, followed by Shadowmancer, Elementalist, Arcanist, and Paladin. For best damage per cycle, Shadowmancer dominates, with Champion, Arcanist, Elementalist, and Paladin behind. And for best tank support, it's all Paladin, no contest. Which role do you gravitate toward? Are you a sustained DPS machine, a burst damage assassin, or a tank support hero? Share your thoughts in the comments. I'd love to hear your strategies and class picks. For more Arcane Conquest content, check out our videos on optimal skill trees, gear progression tips, and boss fight strategies. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell for more in-depth gaming guides. Thanks for sticking with me through this long one, and I'll see you in the next video.